Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Osereme, and in today's video I am going to be recreating this purple dress as seen on Stitches by Icy. The one I made is the video you see on the side. So if this is something you're interested in learning how to make, you definitely want to keep on watching. If you are still yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, please hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, and let us get started with this video. In my last video, I shared with you guys how to go about the cutting of all these pieces. This was the thumbnail for that video, so you definitely want to go ahead and check it if you are yet to see it, so that you draft your patterns from there and then come over here and let us get started with the sewing. I have cut all lining pieces for the front and back now. So I'm going to be leaving these pieces aside and we're going to work on the yoke first. So I'm going to be removing my pattern from the center piece, and I'm going to open it up. Remember, this one looks like a V. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be stitching this on both sides. So arrange them right sides facing each other like you see me doing like this. And I'm going to pin around the neckline and the sides.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.
So now go ahead and stitch down this V neckline and this side here. I'm done stitching it down and I've turned it over to the right side, and this is what I have. I've gone ahead to iron it out as well. So now I'm going to attach this side, which is in black. So this one will be on this side and this will be on this other side as well. I cut out 2 pieces for each. So I'm using the actual fabric as the lining for this part here. So I'll separate the 2 pieces. This is how it's supposed to be, right? So I'll turn it upside down like this and then place the V in this direction and then cover it with the other piece. So I'm going to go ahead and pin down this side. I really hope you guys understood how I went about this. So I turned the yoke upside down, place the V on the inside, make sure it's about 1/2 inch away from the top, and then cover it with the other piece. And then go ahead and pin it down. When you turn it over, you should have it looking like this. So if you do it and it's not like this as you have pinned it down, you have to check again to be sure that you did the right thing. So now I have turned this other piece, so I'll turn it upside down like this, place this here about 1/2 inch away from the top of the black piece, okay, like this, and then I'm going to cover it with this other one. So I'm going to go ahead and pin down this side as well. Now once you're done pinning it down, you're just going to head over to the sewing machine and stitch down the areas that you've pinned down. So guys, I'm done stitching it down now, and this is what it looks like. You can see I have a beautiful M-shaped yoke. So now this is what it's going to look like. So we're going to leave this aside and attach it to the body. Now I've brought in the front pattern. I've cut our lining piece for the front pattern already. So this is the pattern. I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and I'm going to be placing the yoke on it.
I don't wanna waste what's left.
So guys, this is how the yoke will be on it. I'm going to mark the middle of the yoke here, just make a little notch, and I'll place it exactly on the middle of the body of the blouse, of the dress actually. So this is how it should be arranged. So you will turn it upside down like you would normally do if you're making any yoke, and then go ahead and pin the yokes on the side, at the middle here, and also on this other side as well. You can just turn everything over to be sure that what you have done looks okay. So you can see what I have here. So now I'm going to go ahead and cover this up with my lining. So to cover this up, I'll just place my lining on it like this, right sides facing each other, and I'm just going to pin the neckline area and the sides for the lining. So guys, I'm done pinning it down, and I'm going to go over and stitch all the areas that I pinned down. After I was done stitching it down, this is what I had. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to the right side.
The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's.
So I'll go ahead and iron this out, and I would arrange the back and stitch down the dart areas for this front piece. And then we're going to now work on the back piece. Now for the back pieces, I'm going to just join the lining with the actual fabric. So I'm going to place them right sides facing each other, just like you see me doing like this. And I'm going to pin the center back, the neckline, and the sides down.
And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays.
So now go over and stitch down all the areas that I've pinned down. So guys, I've stitched down the dots for the front patterns now, and this is what it looks like. This fabric was so hard to work with for some reason. It's a type of fabric that actually gums. I don't know why, but I don't know if you guys can see it. It literally gums with the lining. It just gums in a way that even though I iron it, it's just looking as if it's not ironed. But anyways, for the back pieces as well, I have gone ahead to also stitch down the darts. I've joined it together, turned it over to the right sides and iron it out. So now I'm going ahead to pin the center back down because there's going to be a zipper from the neckline down to somewhere around here. I'm using the longest zip. So I'm stopping here at 22 inches. So from here, I'm going to stitch a straight line to the end. Then I'll fix a zipper to the upper part. Can you guys see what I'm talking about? How the fabric is literally coming together. But anyways, we're just going to continue. I'm going to join the shoulders now, so I'll place them right sides facing each other, and I'm going to be turning everything over with one of the shoulder pieces. I'm using the lining to turn everything over. If you follow my channel, this is something I do almost every time, so you guys should be used to seeing me doing this now. So I just use one to turn everything over, and I'm going to go ahead and pin it down and then just stitch it in the areas that I've pinned, and I'll do the exact same thing for the other side of the shoulder. So as you can see now, I'm done stitching on the shoulders on both sides. This is what it looks like. So now I'm going to be fixing my long sleeve to the armhole areas. Now this is the sleeve I'm going to be working with. It's a long sleeve. I'm going to be sharing a link in the description box to a tutorial on how to cut out your sleeves. So we're going to be attaching the sleeve to the body. Remember I told you guys that I was going to join the center back. I've done it here. So this is where I made my stitch. So this is what it looks like in front. Now from here towards the up is going to be for my zipper. I'm only just pinning it down right now. So for the armhole, I'm just going to cut off this excess I have here from the lining, and I'm going to be arranging the sleeve on the armhole. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to bring the center part of the sleeve here where I had a little notch, and I'm going to be placing it right sides facing each other with the center of my shoulder, okay, where I had my joining. So I'll start from the center. So once you're done pinning it down at the center, just go ahead and pin the sleeve to the rest of the armhole. So now I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and just make a stitch around the areas that I've pinned down here. I'm done stitching down the sleeve now. This is what it looks like. I did the same thing on the other side as well. So I'm going to turn this dress over to the wrong side, and I'm going to go ahead and pin the sides down so that I can now join the sides. So I'll start from the sleeves all the way through to the body. I'm just going to go ahead and pin it all down. I'm done pinning it down now, so I'm just going to go ahead and stitch from here through to the body and do the same thing on this other side as well. When I'm doing this, I want to make sure that you're using your body measurement, so your bust measurement, your waist measurement, and your hip measurement to sew this down. So now this is what I had after I was done stitching down the sides. Like I said, you start from the sleeve through the body and then do the same thing for the other side as well. So I've removed the pins from the center back, and I'm just going to go ahead and fix my zipper now to the center back, and then I will hem the ends of the dress. Okay guys, this is what I had after I was done fixing my zipper and finishing up the hem of the dress. So now I am going to create a space where I'm going to be putting the ruffles on this dress. So I'm marking 8 inches from where the length of my dress stopped, so I'm using 8 inches. I'm going to mark it all the way around the front and the back. Now for the second layer, from this first layer here, I'm going to come down by 4 inches, and I'll mark this 4 inches all the way around as well. So these are the 2 points I'm going to be placing the ruffles for this dress. In the pattern video, I told you guys that I'll be using African prints to recreate mine. But as I continue to work on this dress, I realized that The organza is going to give it a better feel, that fullness that we want it to have. So I went ahead to decided to use the organza. Now for the length of this organza piece that I cut out, I have when I measured it, it was 4.5 yards. That's for the longest part. You want it to be very long to be able to go all the way around and still have that fullness. So as I'm measuring it now, I've measured 3, then this is 4, and then I had about 20 inches. It was more than 4.5 what I have for the longest part. And then for the shortest part from here to here, I had 11 inches. As you can see, I've stitched all the way around the edges, so all the edges are basically stitched down. Another thing I went ahead to do was to make a gather stitch at the middle from one end to the other, so that I can pull on this gather, just like you see me doing like this, to give me that ruffle effect. So when you're on the sewing machine, make a gather stitch at the center, so that when you pull on it, it's going to give you this effect. Okay guys, I'm done pulling on the ruffle now, and this is what I have. I'm going to actually have 2 of these. This is just one. Remember, I drew out 2 lines on my dress, so I'm going to place this one on one line, and then I'll do another one exactly like this for the second line. So now I'm going to measure around the area that I marked here. So from the center back, I'm going to just use my tape to measure the way around, and then back to the center where I started from. So now what you're going to do is you're going to bring the ruffle piece, and you're going to open it up like I'm doing here. Open it up at that center point where you made your ruffle, that ruffle line there. So I'm going to pin it exactly on the line. Okay, so go ahead and open it up, and then just open it up again and pin it on the line. Now this is best done as you are stitching it down instead of just doing it on the table. It's better if you do it on the sewing machine. So let me just go ahead and show you guys how to go about it on sewing machine. So we've placed it on the sewing machine now, and I'm literally just going to go ahead and be making a straight stitch exactly on the gather line that I made earlier. So I want to make sure the gathers are staying properly, and I'm just going to be stitching this all the way around, and I'm going to make sure I'm following that line that I drew out. Make sure you do not mistakenly stitch the front and back of your dress together, because you're supposed to separate the front and back, and make sure that you're stitching it all the way around only on one side at a time. I hope you guys understand. So I'm going to do this all the way around until I get to the other end. Guys, even when you've gotten to the other end and you still have enough ruffle like what I had here, I'd already gotten to the other end, and I still had enough ruffle. I just continued to sew this on the other ruffle piece, like on top of the first ruffle piece that I had. So the back now looked a little bit fuller than the front. It's actually totally fine. So instead of wasting it cutting it out, just continue to sew it on top of the ruffle that you have done before instead of cutting it out. So you can see what the back is looking like. You can see how full it is compared to the front. So yeah, instead of cutting it out, just ruffle it, just continue to sew it. Now for the next line, I'm going to use this other piece just like I did for the first one. So guys, after I was done placing the second layer, this is what I had on my dress. You can see how full it now looks. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.